Welcome back to the channel. Our story today is the first part of the World War. The years between 1914 and 1918 were marked by a devastating global conflict known as World War I. On one side were the Central Powers, comprising Germany, Austria, Hungary, Bulgaria, and the Ottoman Empire. They faced off against the Allied powers, which included Great Britain, France, Russia, Italy, Romania, Japan, and later the United States. The war, characterized by brutal trench warfare and the introduction of new military technologies, resulted in unprecedented levels of destruction and loss of life, claiming over 16 million lives worldwide. The seeds of conflict had been sown years earlier, with tensions escalating in Europe following Germany's unification and its territorial expansion after the Franco-Prussian War of 1870. The spark that ignited the war came in Bosnia, where the heir to the Austro-Hungarian throne was assassinated by a Serbian nationalist. Austria-Hungary, backed by Germany, blamed Serbia for the assassination and declared war, drawing in Russia, allied with France. Within a week, the war engulfed Europe. Germany's strategy, the Schlieffen Plan, aimed for a swift victory on the Western Front against France before turning to face Russia in the east. However, the plan was thwarted at the Battle of the Marne, leading to a prolonged stalemate and the infamous trench warfare on the Western Front. The conflict extended beyond Europe, with Japan siding with the Allies and seizing German colonies in Asia. The Ottoman Empire joined the Central Powers, opening up new fronts in the Middle East. Despite early optimism, the war dragged on, marked by battles like Verdun, the Somme, and Jutland. Both sides sought advantage through innovations like aviation and submarine warfare. Attempts to break the stalemate included Allied offensives in the east and naval blockades in the seas. However, these efforts often met with failure, as seen in the Gallipoli campaign and the Italian offensives along the Isonzo River. The tide began to turn with the entry of the United States into the war in 1917, bolstering the Allied forces. Additionally, internal strife within the Central Powers, such as the Bolshevik Revolution in Russia and nationalist movements in Austria-Hungary, weakened their resolve. By late 1918, facing internal dissent and dwindling resources, the Central Powers sought armistices. Germany, in particular, was forced to surrender, leading to the end of the war. The aftermath of World War I was profound, with the emergence of a severe pandemic, the Spanish flu, and the collapse of several empires. New nations were born, and the Treaty of Versailles imposed heavy penalties on Germany, laying the groundwork for future conflict despite the establishment of the League of Nations in an effort to maintain peace.